happy Wednesday to all my chick babes and chick fur babies. So everyone is familiar about all of the news that have came out from China about all of these luxury items that we all have purchased. Now, I have a lot of, well, not a whole lot. I'm going to name the designer bags that I have. I have Chanel, I have YSL, I have Gucci, I have Tory Burch, I have V. Saint Laurent, I have Salvatore Gala, what is Salvatore something? And I may have a few more, but I don't indulge. The point I'm making is I don't indulge in them because they don't identify me. So that's what I mean. When I buy a nice handbag, it's because I'm celebrating something. And now everybody's definition of luxury is different. It's a luxury to me to be able to lay back and enjoy life at a young age, because people before me, they wasn't able to retire until they were 65. And when you get 65 years old, baby, your life is sure enough done. What you gonna do at 65? But go to a doctor's appointments, and then the hospital, and then to your grave. So luxury means different things to everybody. I never considered material things as a luxury. What I consider a luxury is experiences on the next level, like traveling the whole world, going to some place, because I love to travel. The world is my oyster, okay? So, and I would say traveling around the world and traveling in first class. Now, I have traveled in first class, but one flight I haven't done yet, which I want to experience, is the Emirates. Okay, because that is 10 stars. 10 stars. Okay, so luxury to me is something that I don't experience on the norm. Now, everyone have their own definition. Y'all tell me what y'all definition of luxury is. But anyway, before we get into this video, now this is by Finance Flow. The whole entire internet is going crazy, letting us know that everything comes from China, but I knew that. And I knew that you just paying for someone's name. Okay, you take me for instance. I have my own brand. I have a brand, the Chick Babes and Fur Baby Boutique. Yeah. Just like they got their brands. And they only call it luxury because they paying more for it. Everything comes from China. That Gucci and Burberry, and guess what? I got Burberry. All of those designer bags, all that stuff comes from China. Everything in your house comes from China. Just like that guy say, everything in your house comes from China. And then he said, now what's in your house what's in my house? He said, there's nothing in my house that comes from the U.S., but it's everything in your house that comes from China. That was something else, and he was so right. Because the United States never made anything. Okay, now let me back it up. Now, okay, I'm 54. Now, back in the 60s and 70s and so on, my grandparents, they had land, and they still do have land, but they were able to plant and grow and raise their own food. See, but some years after that, because, let me see, I was born in 70, because I remember going to my grandmama's house all the time. I had to go and turn the TV down. I remember my grandmother, she had every fruit tree it was. Those were the good old days. My grandmother, she would be out in the garden tending to it. But then when the state or whoever it was stopped people from growing their own food, that's where your grocery bill came from. See, life don't have to be hard. People make it hard for you. As when our family was growing our own foods, and we're going to go back to the beginning of time, because that's what the Most High said. So he's pulling the cover off of everybody and everything. And see, I see where this is headed. All of these luxury brands and foolishness, he's going to shut that mess down. He's going to shut it down. Because it's just natural stuff. And the only reason that they got these high prices on these items is because it's going through a bunch of different hands. That's just like me. Like I say, I have my own brand. I have a Shopify store, right? Now, before I had my Shopify store, I had to find a vendor and then ask them for a test product, then place the order, then wait on them to ship the order, then I had to go and mail. That's too much. But thankfully for digital marketing, and when I say digital, I am in digital products. I'm speaking of not having to go to a vendor. See, I have Printify. And what Printify do, first of all, they have a list of vendors for you to choose from. You pick which one you want, and whatever you want to design, they design it and it automatically uploads to your storefront. And they also do the shipping. So when one of my customers go online, it's Printify that's going to print and ship that item to the customers. Yes. So I don't have to worry about mailing anything up. And that's a good thing, because you can't run a business by yourself. It is totally impossible. So I said that to say this. Now I see why things cost what they do, because of all the different hands that's in it. Because everyone has to be paid. I have to be paid. The person that owns the item has to be paid. The person that's designing the item have to be paid. And the shipping have to be paid. That's 4 people that got to be paid right there. 4. But I would say all of these so-called luxury, and it's not a luxury, you're just paying a whole bunch of money for something. That's not a luxury. I have never considered that a luxury. Okay, let's hear what this guy got to say, because everybody's talking about it.
But something different is happening now. Multiple factors are converging to create a perfect storm for these high-end brands, from changing consumer preferences and sustainability concerns to the rise of the second-hand market and shifting demographics. Let's dive into which brands are struggling the most and why their once loyal customers are walking away. First on our list is Louis Vuitton. Yes, you heard that right. Even the mighty LV is showing cracks in its monogrammed armor. While still profitable overall, Louis Vuitton has seen a concerning trend in its core markets. The brand's parent company, LVMH, reported a 9% decline in fashion and leather goods sales in the first quarter of 2025 compared to the previous year. This marks their 3rd consecutive quarter of declining growth. What's happening? For starters, Louis Vuitton has fallen victim to its own ubiquity. The brand that once represented exclusivity now appears on every street corner, with the iconic monogram pattern becoming almost too recognizable. Luxury consumers are increasingly seeking
Absolutely. When I was living in Atlanta, not just in Atlanta, but you could go to these beauty supply stores that these Chinese own. They're the one making those designer bags, so why won't they have them in their store? How about that? I remember, because I have, both of my Louis Vuittons, I paid like $50. Sure did. Because it's the same thing. You just get ripped off.
uniqueness and under-the-radar options. Additionally, Louis Vuitton has raised its prices by nearly 60% since 2009.
That's some funny stuff. They bags is on the street corner. So how in the world is that luxury? If somebody could put that same bag on a street corner,
far outpacing inflation, which has pushed away even their affluent customer base. When a never-full tote that cost $1,200 5 years ago now retails for over $2,000, consumers are questioning the value proposition. Next.
Now, my brand has I call it it's called the Weekender, and it is bigger than the Neverfull. And I'm not charging nobody no thousands of dollars for it. And it's top quality. Yeah. And let me tell y'all something. Instead of taking your money and making these people rich, let me tell you something. I opened up my Shopify store with $1. And I turned $1 into unlimited dollars. Because the whole entire world is my customers. And what? It's trillions of people in this world. So guess what? I'm a trillionaire unlimited. So those of you that got, I wouldn't say that have time, but social media, you're going to use it as a business or you're going to be entertained. Now, I'm on the business side because I'm not going to sit here and watch somebody else make videos and make money and I not make videos and make money. There should be no one in this world that say that they don't have streams of income because every last one of these social media platforms pay money. Sure do. All you got to do is take $1 and create your own brand. Instead of bragging about somebody else's name, you brag yours, and then you'll get rich. See that? It's only those bags only cost a lot because we are the ones that's opening our mouth, cheering them on like there's so much. Well, cheer on your own product, and then you'll become a billionaire and a trillionaire. See, it's the people that makes things big. Okay, that's just like those Stanley cups. Hell, it's nothing but a travel mug. But everybody started yapping about it, and now a little simple travel mug.
Stuff is Gucci, which is experiencing perhaps the most dramatic fall from grace. After years of explosive growth under creative director Alessandro Michele, Gucci has been in a tailspin since his departure in late 2022. Kering, Gucci's parent company, reported that the brand's sales plummeted by 18% in the first quarter of 2025, following a 15% drop in the previous quarter. This is particularly alarming for a brand that once accounted for nearly 60% of Kering's profits. Gucci's maximalist aesthetic that dominated fashion from 2015 to 2021 has fallen out of favor as consumers embrace more understated luxury. The brand's attempt to pivot under new creative direction has confused loyal customers while failing to attract new ones. Furthermore, Gucci has been slow to adapt to the growing preference for timeless designs over seasonal trends. Their iconic bags like the Dionysus and Marmont, once impossible to keep in stock, are now readily available and increasingly spotted in outlet stores. Third on our list is Chanel, which might come as a surprise given their seemingly unshakable position in the luxury hierarchy. However, Chanel's aggressive price increases have finally reached a breaking point with consumers. Since 2019, the price of a classic flat bag has more than doubled, with the medium size now retailing for over $10,000.
What?
These increases,
No.
coupled with declining quality according to longtime customers, have created significant backlash. Chanel's foot traffic.
I could take $10,000 and invest in a lot of businesses and have my money make me money, and then I could live the luxury life I want. I could take that money and travel the world. This is ridiculous.
In major markets like New York, Paris, and Hong Kong has decreased by approximately 22% compared to 2023. The brand's exclusivity strategy has backfired, with many loyal customers feeling priced out and turning to vintage options or competitors. Additionally, Chanel has been slow to embrace digital innovation, with a reluctance to fully commit to e-commerce that has cost them younger consumers who expect seamless online shopping experiences. Fourth is Balenciaga, which has experienced perhaps the most dramatic fall from grace following a series of controversial advertising campaigns in late 2022 and early 2023. The brand, once a darling of the fashion-forward crowd under Demna Gvasalia's direction, has struggled to recover its reputation and sales. Balenciaga's parent company, Kering, reported that the brand's sales declined by 20% in 2024, with an even steeper drop of 25% in the first quarter of 2025. Beyond the controversy, Balenciaga's avant-garde designs have increasingly been viewed as unwearable and impractical by luxury consumers seeking longevity in their investments. Their city bag, once a celebrity staple, has fallen out of favor, and newer designs have failed to capture the same cultural cachet. The brand's attempt to pivot to more classic designs has been met with skepticism from both loyal customers and potential new ones. Fifth on our list is Prada, which, despite critical acclaim for its runway collection, has struggled to translate that success to its handbag division. Prada's leather goods sales have declined by 12% in the past year, with particular weakness in the Asian market where it once dominated. The brand's minimalist aesthetic, which once set it apart, now faces stiff competition from newer luxury players offering similar designs at lower price points. Prada's attempt to reposition itself as an ultra-luxury brand with corresponding price increases has alienated its traditional customer base. The Galleria and Re-Edition bags, once bestsellers, have lost market share to competitors. Additionally, Prada has been criticized for inconsistent quality control, with customers reporting issues with hardware and leather on bags costing thousands of dollars. Sixth is Dior, which, despite strong overall performance within the LVMH portfolio, is showing concerning signs in its handbag division. The brand's Lady Dior and saddlebags, which experienced a resurgence in popularity from 2018 to 2022, are now seeing declining demand. Dior's strategy of releasing countless variations of the same designs has led to consumer fatigue, and the brand's identity has become somewhat diluted. Dior has also faced criticism for its aggressive influencer marketing strategy, which some luxury consumers feel has cheapened the brand's image. The ubiquity of Dior bags on social media has diminished their exclusivity appeal. Furthermore, the brand's price increases of approximately 30% since 2020 have pushed many aspirational luxury consumers toward the second-hand market instead of purchasing new. Seventh on our list is Fendi, which has struggled to maintain relevance in a rapidly evolving luxury landscape. The brand's iconic baguette bag experienced a revival following a collaboration with Carrie Bradshaw in the Sex and the City reboot. But that momentum has been short-lived. Fendi's parent company, LVMH, doesn't break out individual brand performance, but industry analysts estimate that Fendi's handbag sales have declined by approximately 15% year over year. Fendi's challenge lies in its unclear brand positioning, caught between ultra-luxury players like Hermès and more accessible luxury brands like Coach. The brand's heavy reliance on logo-driven designs has fallen out of favor as consumers shift toward more
Now, I have Coach, and let me tell y'all something. Now, Coach is a very nice bag. And it's not over expensive at all. As a matter of fact, I have hold on, let me find it. Okay, you all. I tried to go through the top of my closet, but I got tired. But I will be doing a video specifically on my luxury bag collection. Now, here's one of them. Now, this is the Chanel. Okay. And yeah, I've had this for at least 5 years now. I would say 5 years. It's still intact. Let's see where is it made. It don't even say, actually. And who goes through all of that? Worry about where it's made at. I mean, yeah, but it's just a nice leather bag. But what I was going to say about my Coach bag, the Coach bag that I have is a tote. It's a tote. And I have had that bag for a good 25 years. No joke. Because I bought that one when I was over in Germany. Because I'm a veteran, disabled veteran now. Yes. Sure enough. And I bought that Coach bag on base, on military break, in the commissary. It's still nice and strong. All I have to do is clean the leather.
Subtle luxury signifiers. Additionally, Fendi has been slow to embrace sustainability initiatives, which has cost them environmentally conscious luxury consumers. Eighth is Bottega Veneta, which after experiencing a remarkable renaissance under creative director Daniel Lee from 2018 to 2021, has struggled to maintain that momentum. The brand's distinctive intrecciato, weave, and pouch bags became ubiquitous on social media, but the novelty has worn off. Bottega Veneta's parent company, Kering, reported that the brand's sales declined by 8% in the first quarter of 2025. Bottega Veneta's challenge is the double-edged sword of trend-driven success. Styles that rise quickly in popularity often fall just as fast. The brand's attempt to establish more timeless designs under new creative direction has yet to resonate with consumers at the same level. Additionally, the brand's price positioning at the higher end of the luxury spectrum has made it particularly vulnerable to economic uncertainty. Ninth on our list is Valentino, which has struggled to establish a distinctive identity in the crowded luxury handbag market. The brand's rock stud line, which was its cash cow for nearly a decade, has lost its appeal as fashion has moved away from edgy, hardware-heavy designs. Valentino's recent acquisition by the Kering Group signals a recognition of these challenges and the need for a strategic overhaul. Valentino's handbag sales have declined by approximately 18% in the past year, with particular weakness in the North American market. The brand's attempt to pivot to more minimalist designs has put it in direct competition with established players in that aesthetic, without a clear point of differentiation. Additionally, Valentino has faced distribution challenges with inconsistent availability across markets. 10th is Burberry, which has undergone multiple creative direction changes in recent years, resulting in a confused brand identity. The British Heritage brand reported a 20% decline in leather goods sales in its most recent fiscal quarter, continuing a troubling trend. Burberry's iconic check pattern, once a status symbol, has struggled to resonate with younger luxury consumers who associate it with the brand's troubled period in the early 2000s when it became overly accessible. Burberry's attempts to reposition itself as a high luxury player have been hampered by inconsistent design direction and quality perception issues. The brand's handbags lack the iconic status of competitors like Chanel or Louis Vuitton, making them less attractive as investment pieces. Additionally, Burberry has faced challenges in the crucial Chinese market, where local luxury brands are gaining market share. 11th on our list is Celine, which under Hedi Slimane's direction since 2018 has alienated many of the brand's longtime customers. Celine's dramatic shift from Phoebe Philo's minimalist, intellectual aesthetic to Slimane's rock and roll inspired designs has divided luxury consumers. The brand's handbag sales have declined by approximately 10% year over year, according to industry analysts. Celine's challenge is that it abandoned a loyal customer base without fully securing a new one. The brand's iconic bags from the Philo era, like the luggage and classic box, have been de-emphasized in favor of new designs that haven't achieved the same cult status. Additionally, Celine's price increases have been among the most aggressive in the industry, with some styles seeing jumps of over 40% since 2020. 12th is Loewe, which despite critical acclaim under creative director Jonathan Anderson, has struggled to translate runway success into sustained commercial performance. The brand's puzzle and hammock bags experienced strong momentum from 2018 to 2022, but sales have plateaued and begun to decline in recent quarters. Loewe's parent company, LVMH, doesn't break out individual brand performance, but industry analysts estimate a 7% decline in handbag sales year over year. Loewe's challenge is its limited brand awareness outside of fashion-forward circles. Despite innovative designs and craftsmanship, the Spanish brand lacks the global recognition of its competitors. Additionally, Loewe's price positioning has crept upward, putting it in competition with more established luxury players without the same heritage cachet. 13th on our list is Saint Laurent, which after years of consistent growth under Anthony Vaccarello's direction is showing signs of slowing momentum. The brand's parent company, Kering, reported that Saint Laurent's overall sales grew by just 2% in the first quarter of 2025, a significant deceleration from double-digit growth in previous years. Within that, handbag sales are estimated to have declined by approximately 5%. Saint Laurent's challenge is that its aesthetic, while distinctive, has remained largely unchanged for several years, leading to consumer fatigue. The brand's iconic bags like the Sac de Jour and Lou Camera bag are facing increased competition from both established luxury players and emerging brands offering similar aesthetics at lower price points. Additionally, Saint Laurent has been slower than competitors to embrace sustainable materials and practices. 14th is Mulberry, the British heritage brand that has struggled to find its footing in an increasingly competitive luxury landscape. Mulberry reported a 15% decline in sales for the 2024 fiscal year, with an even steeper drop in profitability. The brand's iconic Bayswater bag, once a staple for professional women, has lost market share to both higher-end luxury options and more affordable contemporary brands. Mulberry's challenge is its unclear positioning, caught between accessible luxury and high luxury without a distinctive enough offering at either level. The brand's attempts to move upmarket with higher prices have not been supported by a corresponding increase in perceived value or desirability. Additionally, Mulberry has faced distribution challenges with an over-reliance on department stores that are themselves struggling. Finally, 15th on our list is Coach, which, while technically in the accessible luxury category, has been attempting to reposition itself as a more premium player. Coach's parent company Tapestry reported that the brand's sales declined by 5% in the most recent quarter, with weakness particularly in the North American market. Coach's strategy of reducing outlet presence and increasing mainline prices has yielded mixed results. Coach's challenge is overcoming its history of heavy discounting and outlet presence, which has damaged its luxury credentials. The brand's attempt to elevate its image through collaborations with artists and designers has generated social media buzz, but hasn't translated to sustained sales growth. Additionally, Coach faces intense competition from other accessible luxury brands like Michael Kors and Kate Spade, as well as emerging direct-to-consumer brands with compelling value propositions. So what's behind this industry-wide struggle? Several factors are converging to create unprecedented challenges for luxury bag brands. First, there's a significant shift in consumer preferences. The ostentatious logo-driven luxury of the 2010s has given way to a more subtle, understated aesthetic. Younger luxury consumers in particular are seeking brands that signal their taste rather than their wealth. Second, the rise of the secondhand market has fundamentally changed the luxury ecosystem. Platforms like the Real Real, Vestiaire Collective, and Rebag have made pre-owned luxury bags more accessible and acceptable than ever before. Why pay full retail when you can get a gently used version for 30 to 50% less? This has been particularly impactful for brands that have aggressively raised prices, as the value proposition of buying new becomes increasingly questionable. Third, sustainability concerns are influencing purchasing decisions. Luxury consumers are increasingly questioning the environmental and ethical implications of their purchases. Brands that haven't made meaningful commitments to sustainability are losing environmentally conscious consumers to more responsible alternatives. Fourth, the democratization of design has eroded the exclusivity of luxury aesthetics. Contemporary brands and fast fashion retailers can now quickly produce bags that capture the essence of luxury designs at a fraction of the price. When a $200 bag looks remarkably similar to a $2,000 one, many consumers are opting for the former. Fifth, changing demographics and wealth distribution are reshaping the luxury market. Millennials and Gen Z now account for a significant portion of luxury spending, and their preferences and purchasing behaviors differ markedly from previous generations. These younger consumers are more likely to research extensively before purchasing, more willing to buy secondhand, and more interested in brands with clear values and purpose. Finally, the economic uncertainty of the past few years has made even affluent consumers more conscious of value. Luxury bags are increasingly viewed as investments, and consumers are scrutinizing quality, craftsmanship, and resale potential before making purchases. Brands that have compromised on quality while raising prices are particularly vulnerable in this environment. What does this mean for the future of luxury bags? We're likely seeing the beginning of a significant industry restructuring. Brands that can adapt to changing consumer preferences, embrace sustainability, offer genuine craftsmanship and quality, and provide a compelling value proposition will survive and potentially thrive. Those that cling to outdated business models and rely solely on heritage or logo recognition will continue to struggle. For consumers, this shift presents both challenges and opportunities. On one hand, Beloved brands may disappear or fundamentally change. On the other hand, increased competition and the need to win back customers may lead to more innovation, better quality, and potentially even more reasonable pricing strategies. The luxury bag landscape of 2025 is markedly different from that of even 5 years ago, and the brands that recognize and respond to these changes will be the ones that reverse their declining fortunes. For the rest, the writing may already be on the wall. What do you think about these changes in the luxury bag market? Are you surprised by any of the brands on this list? Have you noticed changes in quality or value from your favorite luxury brands? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more insights into the evolving world of luxury fashion and consumer trends.